Hello. This is my response to the discussion question, what are emotions? I actually watched John Koenig's video, Beautiful New Words to Describe Obscure Emotions. The reason I chose this video is because John Koenig actually created the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and I think that's really cool. It's just basically a bunch of words that he created that describe like various types of sorrow and longing. It's just really kind of interesting, and it tied in with this TED Talk, obviously, but it sort of, I was like, oh my God, it's that guy. So, and I don't even know how I stumbled across the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, but I did, and I think it's really cool. So, three takeaways. All countries slash languages have ascribed meaning to sorrow. We all have a need to assign words to our feelings. So, humanity, you know, in totality, we all have this need to ascribe meaning and to assign words to our feelings that like help us give meaning to stuff. And all language is made up, and we are all searching for the meaning of life. So I think that it's really super interesting how he was able to create like this guy is just able to create words. Like he's such a super talented like linguistics guy. Um and some of the words that he comes up with are super interesting, and like the meanings behind them, if you actually look at the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, all of these words have like crazy detailed, very super specific meaning. So I think that that is really interesting. um yeah, so I think that these takeaways are important, and I think that they kind of tie into our class. So, this whole concept of creating words to give meaning to different feelings is, it reminded me a lot of the attribution theory, basically, that we have a need to ascribe meaning to people's actions in order to find meaning. And I think that one of the things that he says is that we're all kind of searching for the meaning of life, and we're doing that through words. Like his take on it is that we're doing it through words, and by ascribing meanings and giving definitions and feelings to words in order to describe our feelings. And so he uses the word okay as an example of like it's one of the words that's most widely understood throughout the world. Like everybody kind of knows and might use okay, or at least understand it. Um, but nobody knows actually where like okay came from. Like, what does the O stand for? What does the K stand for? Like, what is significant about this particular phrase? But we've ascribed the meaning of it as like what we know to be the meaning of okay. Like, okay, good, we're in agreement. Like, it's a positive, like a positive word or a word of affirmation. And I think that we obviously have given it that meaning. So basically, all language and words in general are just phrases that we've given meaning to, and that's why we use them. Um, I just think this guy's really interesting. Like, I don't understand how he's able to create all these words, and like the definitions of these words. And if you like, you would have to look at the dictionary of obscure sorrows, but if you read it, like like here, I'm gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna just read like the first word. So the word is agnosthesia, and definition: the state of not knowing how you really feel about something, which forces you to sift through clues hidden in your behavior, as if you were some other person, noticing a twist of acid in your voice, an obscene amount of effort put into something trifling, or an inexplicable weight on your shoulders that makes it difficult to get out of bed. That was his definition of that word. It's intense. The next one is Lilo, Lilo, A friendship that can lie dormant for years only to pick right back up instantly as if no time had passed since you last saw each other. That's something that we all have experienced. We all have a friend who, like, we haven't seen for a while, maybe we don't talk for a while, but then when we do, we just pick it right back up, and it's like we just saw them yesterday, and like everything is all good, and they're just like deeply involved in our lives. Like, he's giving meaning to all of these feelings that we talk about and putting a word to them so that we can use it in our language and continue to express ourselves, like using these words. And I just think that's really crazy and cool. And he's obviously super gifted, and just like he thinks in a different way than we do. But yeah, definitely, I think it also just really shows the attribution theory at work. It's like a perfect application of that. And yeah, just really interesting.